Hey guys, Gaming Nerd 86 here, and we are continuing our journey in Graveyard Keeper. So, let's see what we can do to continue here. We basically managed to complete the tutorial and everything, and our goal is to repair the church and get all the stuff. So we need some repair tools, we need wood and everything. Let's look at the technology and see what we want to focus on first in order to unlock stuff. We definitely need to advance in this building, a carpenter kind of thing, because it gives us important technology, and we need to go at least to the circular, I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure actually. But let's see, there's this here, theology. Yeah, you see here, you need a carpenter's workbench to craft those things, which are important to make the graves nicer. And in order to get the carpenter's workbench, what you need to do is you need to get this technology actually. So we need red and green, so we can actually focus on that. We just collect a lot of red and green and get the carpenter's workbench going. So that would be our first goal. In order to do that, we just remove here all those bushes or whatever, thorns, whatever that may be. And that gives us red and green science, which is exactly what we need. It also gives us some wood and sticks actually, which we can we need a lot of those base materials, wood and stone, especially wood. So just dig up all the stuff, fetch a lot of science. This is essentially what you do in the beginning. I just opt to remove all those thorny things, because I find them annoying. If they are in the way, they look kind of ugly to me. So just removing them around your house here. That is a good approach, because you can, whenever basically you are out of energy, you just go sleep. It doesn't matter the time. It's not like a penalty that you need a long time or whatever it is. Anyway, it's not an option not to get the stuff, so you just work your ass off to get all those things, and then you sleep and then you repeat. Is the way to get started. And of course, you again, sometimes you get this thing, which he's now pleased that we removed the body. He's explaining some stuff, that corpses have different properties, and if they did bad stuff in life, they have this red symbol, which is really decreasing the value of your graveyard, which you don't want. And you can remove the organs to improve the quality and stuff like that. All not really all that important right now, because we are not as far progressed in the game right now. All we can really do now is to get this basic science going and to get these basic materials going. I think that was the sound of the donkey, wasn't it? Yeah, so he brought a Neo corpse, thank you very much, take that. Put it into the morgue, get it onto the autopsy table, push. No, didn't do it. Come on, onto the table. Extract what you can. Do that. Get the corpse. Get it going. Get to the graveyard and bury him. Now this guy doesn't really tell how good or bad he is. Should have figured it out on the autopsy table, I guess, but what we can do. We need another gravesite, of course. In order to get that freed up, let's dig out this thorn here. So we can do it nicely. All in one place. Gravesite. Put it there. Bam. And work a little bit on that. Because burying the grave should give us another burial certificate, or what it was called. And that should give us some money then in the long run. Yep. So we need to also here dig up all the thorny bushes in here. So now we've got a problem. Actually the tools, they will break over time and you need to repair them. Thankfully though, we've got a whetstone from the quest at the blacksmith, so we can actually repair our tools for now, as long as we have the whetstone available. And that will hold for some time. Let's just do that. And Maybe get some stones out of the way here. I suppose we'll need stones eventually to build our own whetstones, so we can actually go on with our tools if they are broken. Otherwise, if we don't get whetstones, we can't repair the tools anymore, we cannot go on anymore. Just sleep whenever you're out of energy. I'm not really caring so much about the town right now or any of the special days and whatnot. Doesn't really help as much. Just checking here where there's a new corpse and digging up more of those thorny bushes so we get the resources, we get the science, we get our graveyard a little bit nicer here. We're still quality minus 29, it's such a bad place. We really need to work that hard. So that's actually what we are focusing on right now. Yeah, so the game actually got very mixed reviews at Steam. Is what I was really thinking of whether I should buy the game or not, but I decided to give it a try anyways. Since some people that gave it a good review said, yeah, it's it's harder to get into the game than into Stardew Valley because it's not quite clear. For example, how to get blue science or how to get started in any way. But that's actually something that many don't like about this game, but I think that makes it interesting in the first place. If you have a little bit of puzzle, so to say, that you can work with. And I think the graphics are really beautiful, the sound is really beautiful, the music. So also I didn't have those frame drops or like bugs or anything, for now at least, so I'm quite happy with the game as far as I've progressed so far. So it's too early to give a recommendation, still too early in the game, but for now that looks very nice indeed. So let's check how much technology we have. We have enough technology to unlock the sawhorse, but we don't have enough technology to get the woodworking, right? We need more red science. We have 18, so it's not actually a lot more that we need there. It's also important to get some of those larger trees going. Actually, there's the donkey again, because the larger trees, they give you logs, and with the logs you need that as material as well. So another corpse. Just picking that up, putting on the autopsy table. Yeah, here you can actually see it's one red skull and two white skulls, so here's one bad kind of thing. But there's really nothing we can do about it, so at least not yet. So actually removing the flesh was maybe a bad idea, because I just realized we removed one of the good skulls properties from the corpse, so it's now a less good corpse, if that makes sense. And yeah. Okay, managed to bury another one. Need to go to sleep now. Do we have enough red? No, we need 2 more red in order to unlock the next carpenter technology. And then we can build up our workshops here. Just do that in a minute. Yeah, so I really like Stardew Valley. One thing that I thought could need improvement in Stardew Valley is make it a little bit more harder, because everything is very available. But the great thing about Stardew Valley, it has this timeline, like 3 years or what you have, and then you get this you get a score, and I don't know whether something exists like that in here. People say it doesn't, but if it doesn't, then that's a little bit like, okay, you just play the game, and it's not like, it doesn't matter how long you need and how you optimize your strategy. And that's like, I think, a big part of Stardew Valley, where I like to find out like what is the best way of starting out and what's the best way to focus on early on, so you can get stuff quickly, and then if you're doing everything quickly, then you will be further ahead, and then you get a higher score. and that's like a fun part of the game for me to optimize. If that doesn't exist here, then that's one dimension less, one dimension of the game really less that I do enjoy about Stardew Valley that will not be available here. But maybe the developers, if they are working on the game, they might add something or something similar. Or maybe it's already in there and I just don't know, because I don't feel like wanting to look up the wiki or anything like that, because I enjoy figuring out stuff on my own, to be honest. It's also unfortunate we cannot skip this here, this animation, because it's just, if you watch it once, then it's not interesting anymore. We just burn this witch here. Whatever. So he's basically telling that he's like of the Inquisition, he's the Major Inquisitor, and he will give us a task the next time this red kind of day with the arrow upwards comes. Then we can go here again and fetch a task from him, which we might do, because I didn't see it yet, and maybe it's something that we can need that he's giving us. But for now, that's just that. And now we have our 20 red, which means we can go to woodworking. And actually that's the wrong way that I'm going. Just dig up more of those things because we need more red. At some point we'll need more of those red things. But also maybe even more urgently we need to cut down some trees here. Because this gives you those. I can also cut the trunk. Those larger logs that you need to pick up then and bring back to your house. Because from these you can make other things, and you're required to have them here. You're required to have them to build certain things. Just drop that here, and now we have, just drop it there. Some blueprints unlocked. We need a sawhorse. So you can not really rotate this thing here, because actually I would really love to place it like here, but in a rotated fashion, so I don't waste space. But that seems not to be possible. Actually it's 3 by 3, maybe it would be something to have it here would be nice somehow. But it means we have to cut away the stone. I don't know, can we do it already? Yeah, we can. It also does not seem to play a role how close your woodcutter thing is to this log stockpile, because that will just automatically pick up. So we might just as well put it here. Why not? And we had a bell that tells us there's another corpse, so we just go on with that. Because if you don't process them, you see they are decaying. And so I want to do the autopsy now, because I think with the better corpse quality that might be favorable. I don't know. I truly don't know. Let's designate another gravesite. Just continue. Actually, every gravesite that we're doing, it's actually again reducing the quality of our graveyard. But what can we do? We need to get rid of those corpses somehow. Get those certificates. So actually if you are out of energy, is what I just realized, it doesn't like drop you down. You can still go ahead, you just cannot do any activity anymore. So that's much more forgiving than Stardew Valley is here, where you lose a lot of stuff. So I actually don't really know whether I like that or not, because it removes another dimension of the game, another sort of difficulty is removed by that. On the other hand, it's more convenient, I can't deny that. So let's build up this sawhorse here so we can actually process our logs. And we need to get going for the carpenter's workbench. What do we need for the carpenter's workbench? We need some of those iron sticks, and we need like 5 of those wooden whatever things. The wooden whatever things can maybe be built here. Yes, flitch. That's what we can do with the saw. It's a really nice animation. And so we're going, and we get that. And from that, we can build the carpenter's workbench. That seems to fit quite perfectly here. It's like the space is made for that kind of task. This one you can actually rotate, by the way. Interesting. Let's just do it like that and build it up. Okay, so we have the carpenter's workbench, and now we can do wood repair kit, which will be important to repair the graveyard fences. But we need to... we have some nails, but not like infinited, and we need those wooden planks which are made from this other stuff, so you can see how the chain goes. And it's again more of that stuff, so we will quite urgently need to figure out a way how to get nails in this game, which means we need ore and like a furnace and stuff. Yeah, but for now we can try to see what kind of technology we need. So actually we need mining in order to get the ore. That is again some more of the red stuff. But what I wanted to look is, we try to get those things here. So I think it might be worth by now to go into the cellar and fetch those remaining things here. It might be more of the stuff that we actually need to get started. And I think that's probably not a coincidence that it is like that. This is like to get you started, put there by the developers. So starting out, I feel like if they place stuff like that right here that you need in order to unlock your church and make the graveyard nicer, then that's probably the way it is meant. You are meant to start the game. That's like the correct way of doing it, in a way. And again, if the energy is empty, just go for sleep. It's really no reason to be afraid to go to sleep or try to, because like in Stardew Valley you try to like, okay, I better don't fell this tree right now because then I'm like out of energy and I want to do some other stuff in the day. So you try to manage your energy bar. Here you're just consuming your energy bar and then you go to sleep. Because in Stardew Valley again you try to use up as less days as possible, at least if you play it that way. But there's no reason for that here. So again, this is somehow removing like a one dimension of the game, and it's like no penalty to go to sleep. So as I said, I don't really know whether I like it or not. Probably I don't really like it. But on the other hand, it's a different game then, and if I want to play Stardew Valley, I can play Stardew Valley. And I enjoy this game for different reasons, like it has a different kind of art style, which I really like. And I like the theme, so nothing bad really about that. Let me just check how much stuff we have. We have like 5 iron, 5 nails. But that won't hold for long, and we need to figure out a way how to craft that on ourselves in order to be self-sufficient. How can we craft that on ourselves to be self-sufficient? We have to go into mining. Where's the mining stuff? Smithing. Where's the mining? There's the mining. So iron ore. The problem is, I mean, let's unlock this. So you can extract iron veins in the mountains. And we can make like an iron stockpile somewhere. Iron ore stockpile, we just need one more of this other stuff that we can by now easily create. We need just need a log. Which we should be able to get easy enough right here. Easier said than done, I suppose. Let's just pick that up. I don't care about the trunk right now. I just want this log. And with the log, just place that down. So just really trying to get kind of self-sufficient in the beginning, because I feel like if you don't, you cannot really buy too much stuff in the town. It's all very expensive and you don't have much money, so I think it's very important to try to get self-sufficient with as much stuff as possible. And it's the food stuff is not counting in this way, because you don't need food, because you don't need to restore energy, because if you don't want energy, you just then you just go to sleep. That's how it is. So where do we place this down? Maybe here? Sounds fair enough. So we have the stockpile that we can place ore on, but we don't have ore right now. At least we have the skill to gather ore. However, we have a really bad time with our tools as well, so we need to repair them. The blacksmith told us where to find ore. The problem is, he's told us that the ore is to the west, essentially. You need to cross a bridge, and there it says there's like swamps, and there you have like there you have the ore. The problem though, if you take a look, is that the bridge is actually broken. So we need to repair the bridge in order to cross the bridge. And to repair the bridge, we need nails, 3 more even. So I wonder, I don't think there's another way to cross the river, but I wonder whether or not we can find some ore also on this side of the river, in the mountains, as it says. But these are not ore veins. Is that an ore vein? Is that maybe an ore vein? That would be nice. No, that's a gigantic stone, which is probably also needed. So good that we find it. Thing is, I don't see any way of that could be an ore vein. Don't have ore on this side of the river. How are you going to make those nails so you can cross the river? Let's see. Iron ore, there we go. Okay, so you just go a little bit north of you. Actually, right in the north of your house you can find ore. Don't know how much it will be, but at least. And again, we have the corpse going forward. So we are actually out of energy, and we don't want this corpse to decay. So that could be now the first reason why we would like to maybe consume some food. Do you have something to say? No. It might be a good idea, while you still have energy, to prepare some graves. Do I have... I have something to eat. Let's try it. It's not much. I don't think it will be enough. No, by far not. I don't know really what it means to, if it decays, does it only affect the parts that you can extract? Or does it also affect the quality of the body when it's in the grave? That's what I don't know. But the one thing that I do know, as long as you don't process those bodies, like if it's lying around like that, then you will not get any more bodies from that donkey, which is bad because you want to process those bodies in order to get those burial certificates, so you can actually then get money. So anyways, that's it for that part. Sure, we're gonna continue this game. It's a lot of fun. For now at least. Maybe other guys stumble into some showstoppers later on, I don't know yet, but for now it's quite a lot of fun. So see you next time. Bye.